Good evening, everyone. Welcome to these Cosmic Ascension Waves of Light podcasts, or I'm never really sure what to call them, interviews, get-togethers, gatherings. This evening we have Shakara Tosha, who is in the USA, and we have Christy joining us as well. And I believe it's Christy Campbell. Please forgive me if I'm making a mistake there. I'm so ever um, forgetful with names. But today's date is ironically the 13th of March, which is very significant. And I know it's significant to Shakara as well as myself. And powerful energies going on with astrologically, and also the Schumann resonance, I think is also being affected. And there's many shifts and changes and lots going on energetically. So today's date is the 13th, as I was saying, of March 2025. Here in Ireland, it is 7:15 p.m. So, Shakara, would you like to perhaps introduce yourself maybe again for people
Mhm.
watching?
Sure. Thank you very much for letting me share. And it's always a beautiful thing to connect with you. That your energy is so wonderful. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, so my name is Shakara. It's easier to say Shakara. The last name is a little tricky, but it's Tosha. It's Kar Tosha, but you can call me Shakara. And uh, very big story, very short. I connect with many guides, many star guides, especially Arcturian, a lot of divine feminine, a lot of different star energies that I've been downloading messages from for pretty much all my life, but a lot the last 10 years. And in summary, I'm finishing right now this week, like a lot of books on all the messages they've taught me about healing and energy and creativity and manifestation, kind of everything. My friend told me she thought I was writing the cosmic encyclopedia that I downloaded. So, and there it's all related. So it's taken me years to do this. And you mentioned I think there's a inherent connection with Chief Golden Light Eagle. So I had worked with his Lakota chief, who passed in 2021, for about 8 years, I think. I was speaking at his Star Knowledge conferences. We were doing sweat lodges and ceremonies, Sundance, all this stuff together, and we were working with these codes of creation. And so he knew that's what I was doing, and so we kind of, you could say, kind of partnered up and worked on bringing in these codes, interpreting the codes, that kind of thing. So I was doing my own work, but there were crossovers in some of the work that he was doing, and together. And anyway, so I'm also an artist. A lot of things that people don't know about me that I'm starting to come out and talk about was I was in New York City for 35 years, in the corporate world. I had my own website, interactive business, worked at top companies and publishing in the art world, in the financial world, and that kind of thing. A lot of different things. And then moved off, kind of went off grid for about 4 or 5 years, after traveling and speaking a lot. So I pulled together all this material. I mean, it's really quite massive. And I'm now doing different kinds of, I do, as you know, sessions, private sessions with people, but I've just now in the last couple of days differentiated them. So they're really focused sessions on career or your spiritual growth or shifting your vibration, and healing is one of them. And a lot of other things. I can do readings from my cards and that kind of thing. And then also teaching all this material because I think it's really helpful. So it's what these star guides have showed me. And just so people know, so I speak what's called light language, which I also call star language. So I connect with these guides. I'm what you might call a clear channel, but I don't feel that I'm channeling. This is just an aspect of me that connects with these guides, and kind of whoever is needed as I'm talking to someone, that particular guide or that guide that's related to the person will come in, and sometimes it's their higher self and their guides that give me a message. So I call myself a messenger or a creative inspirationalist. So it's not really my job to do. I'm not really doing anything. I'm stimulating a remembering of these codes within you. So anyway, that's a short story, and people can find out more about me on my website. It's just my name.com. But I would love to, I just open up for sessions again, do sessions, or if there's any, I just want to share these messages because they're very, very extensive. So, and one of the things you talked about is healing. So I'd love to address that as a topic today, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, thank you, Shakara. So I just wanted to let people know that initially this was meant to be an interview with just me and then and Shakara Tosha, who I um who I feel a very deep connection to. And that's just to put it mildly. And then Misha Johnson had reached out to me. I'd seen that she was ill, and she sent me a message that was just kind of heartbreaking. And so I wanted to do um, some healing, send some healing for her. So this evening is going to be a blend of healing and a flow
Mhm. Yeah.
and um so Dennis has just joined us. This is not live, but it is being recorded. So I was just saying, Dennis, the energies here are really beautiful. And I was just saying that I'd received a call from Misha Johnson that she was ill, and I really felt it. And my reply was to do a healing straight away. She had asked to get my group together. And I think when she said that, I kind of took it as meaning a physical group and the tribe and also the galactics. So and there's no coincidences, and everyone that's here this evening is meant to be here. And Shakara, you are just such an inspiration, um, and truly, truly galactic, and a very crystal clear channel. And um, I'm going to shut up there because a lot of it is personal stuff. Well, not personal, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
So it's very interesting that the four of us are here this evening, because I think the connection between all of us runs very deep, and I'm starting to go into a channeling myself. So, Dennis, would you like to introduce yourself, and then we'll hand over to and also Christy, maybe just a little bit. Both of you, maybe just a quick introduction, and then we can hand over to Shakara. And I'm yeah.
I'm gonna step away for 1 minute, but I'm here. Okay, hold on 1 second. Please go ahead.
Okay. So, Dennis, if you'd like to introduce yourself a little bit.
Yep, my name is Dennis Mulcahy, and I, like everyone else on this planet, I am just another fractal of God, brother and sister to everyone. That's it.
Thank you, Dennis. Christy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Soma, and thank you, Chakra and Dennis. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I got the link, and I was looking forward to joining and offering some healing and intention. Uh, I won't go too deep into my background. I am an ambassador for the Galactic Federation of Light. I've been connecting with Rentouris for most of my life. He is my higher self. He's been around me around 6,500 years. He came into my life when I came to this planet, but came into my awareness about 15 years ago. I wasn't aware of who he was, and yeah, that opened the door really to really what was happening to me when I came to the planet. I was part of the I don't like saying the abduction program, but I was involved. I have a lot of hybrid children off the planet in other dimensions, like, and they're coming forward to me at this time. Um, I take photographs of extraterrestrial beings. I have thousands of photographs. Family who passed over appear, things like that. They appear in my eyes and things like that. So yeah, I'm very much connected. I only really signed up full time, I'd say, in the last 15 years. I always stepped in and out of this reality. I was aware it was there, but I wasn't really interested. And as we're aware, we all had these plans before we took the physical body, and we were given the opportunity whether we wanted to, let's say, engage or not. For me, I decided yes, I was ready, and so here I am. I'm here to share really what I have to offer. I'm a conscious channel. I channel mainly Rentouris Voluntrius, which is my higher self. There's a few other beings involved also, Octurian and Essassani. So yeah, that's where I am at the moment. So I leave it there, folks. Thanks so much.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Christy. So, Shakara, over to you.
So thank you, Christy. And I'm sorry, the other person's name isn't up there, but I was picking up his energy in the field. I did want to say, what's really going on, and one of the reasons Soma, you and I found each other is we're calling each other back into being and making these connections that we've known many lifetimes. So thank you, Christy, for explaining about the lineage. One thing I wanted to say about myself that I haven't talked about so often, but I am Arcturian. I came in through a physical body, but as a very conscious being. And one of the roles that I've been shown is I'm an ambassador between the star people and human people. Many times when I speak these star languages, people feel a presence of all these guides. So I have actually like 100 guides, Sasquatch, and there are many different elementals, and it's just sort of, it's like tapping into the Akashic. And I know that we can all do this, and some people are a little bit more if you want to say kind of actively coded to do this. All right. So, and one of my guides, which I haven't mentioned before, there are two that I feel a strong presence of. And one I was told basically by this guide who I saw when I was 3. I've seen and talked to star people all my life in the physical. But my main guide, one of the guides, is a being of feminine energy being called Liuesh Tunila from the 66 dimension. So that's where a lot of these messages are coming from that I'm bringing in. And Shakara, I just want to say that's a star name that was given to me by the star people. And that's actually, there's an energy or a being called the Shakara that I'm directly connected with. So that's part of it's like a Christ consciousness that I'm working with. And I also work with what I understand to be the sister of Jesus, who I call Emmanuel. I call her Emanuela. And one of the things that I'm being asked to do now is to kind of introduce people to these people and bring them forth. So there's a lot of energy activation information that I'm sharing, and the White Buffalo Calf Woman. I mean, there's a whole series of the Divine Feminine. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of, like you did, officially kind of introduce myself as I'm talking more openly. And I think everybody is kind of coming to terms with our connections to the star people, our connections to the elementals, and really kind of stepping in to the work that we're doing. So I want to thank you for kind of introducing that. The thing I really want to share, right now I'm in tune, as we all are, with the guides. I mean, there's so many energies here. There are orbs and vibrations, and they say when you get chills in your body, this is one of the things that Chief, who I call Eagle, I'll call him Eagle, we talked about a lot, that when we're predominantly water, and when we raise our frequency, we crystallize. So that's why you feel the goosebumps and that kind of thing. And I'm feeling a lot, and I'm feeling him. He's now come in as a guide. So he's here. It's like all these, I call him a consulting team, which we all have. So this notion, I'm going to say something in light language because it kind of sets the tone, but I want to focus on healing. So many people are going through physical, really, really hard changes. And so just very briefly, from my understanding, from my perspective, what I've been shown is why this is happening, and really, offer some tools that would be helpful to people, if I may, and then whatever you guys want to do collectively.
Can
Mhm.
I just mention, Shakara, that a couple of names that would really benefit from some healing. One is Misha Johnson, or Johnston. She has two different spellings, and I'm never really sure which is her correct one. But let's go with Johnson, Misha Johnson, who is such a light for so many people in a field and especially targeted individuals. She really holds the light for them, and does a lot of work with them, and is very needed. And also, let's call him David.
Yeah, the names are not important. They know who they are.
Okay.
It's more the frequency, I think. So
okay. And also another lady called JD, or Judy.
okay.
And those really are needing a bit more help, I'd say.
Sure. So I mean, honestly, we don't really need to say anything. It's a frequency that we can tap into. And but I think the words are important to kind of have an understanding about these things. So as you know, we've interacted already. I'm going to bring in a message, and then I'll kind of explain that, and I'm going to sprinkle a little light language through here because it's a healing energy, and also it gives me the information of what I'm guided to say by spirit or these guides. So okay, so this is a collective message.
Can I just? I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Shakara. Can I just include Coleman in that as well?
Sure.
Thanks.
And the thing that I want to say too is, we're all working in the etheric, and whatever comes down, just like our physical form, you can be thinking of those people, and it's important to speak and voice the names, but I've got five or six people that I'm thinking about too, and it's so just bring their essence in the field. And okay, so I'm going to say this in light language and then kind of interpret a little bit, and then we'll do a little prayer with our eyes closed later if you want to. Shkutu singire wasanene no washante. Isamato lekinene no washamato skutu shingire wasanene no washankutu waskite. Isamanu no la kainene no washamato skanene no washankutu waskitu shane. Ama oso kutu shkinene no washankutu la kaine. Ne nu sakaine no washangbo sakotu shingire wasane. Anasa dulu kato tu shingir wasanin washamoto skotu tu shingir wasante duru washane. So the message that I'm supposed to share is everyone that tunes in on this call will feel this vibration from all of us. So it's really important that we're doing this collectively. As you know, everything gets accentuated when not just doubled and tripled, it's exponential. The thing I really want to address is this notion about healing. So it's something that I've written about, and I've worked, even on my own life, my own healing. There's emotional healing, physical healing, psychological, there are all these different layers, psychic healing. So what I really want to share is for people listening to, and especially the people that need this support right now, it's important to remember that your body is holistic. So you are all integrated. You have all these different organs, these different systems, and that kind of thing. But these aspects of you are all working together, and one can influence another. So you could be in great health, but have a challenging relationship with somebody, or your health might be waning and other things are working great, or your life is going smooth, or you're living in abundance or whatever. So it's really important to address each one of these at all these levels. So usually what I notice with my clients is when there's something that's a little off balance, like a health issue, it usually comes from something else. It's like usually the physical is the last manifestation of something that needs to be addressed. And I really believe it's important to say that it's imperative that we look at this in a positive light. So, a lot of times when there's physical trauma or challenges or illnesses or, diseases, something like that, usually, as I have come to understand, and again, with my own experience, it's the word, like these guides give me interesting words. It's like an unclarified field. It's like there's some block, or there's something that needs to be resolved, and then you put it in the past and resolve it. It's like when you have a tension with somebody, you have to address it, talk about it, work it out, and then complete it. And then it doesn't get pulled in from the past into the present and become an issue. So one of the things that my guides, like the Arcturians, talk a lot about healing. They're great healers. And, again, I don't talk about this too much, but I'm supposed to now. So it's coming out of my spiritual closet fully, my cosmic closet. But I go to a ship quite often, and there's something like a med bed, and they work on me when I'm going through physical changes. I mean, I go through a lot with these downloads. And one of the things that they explain is the phrase I keep hearing again from many of these different guides is that you can't heal anything that's broken, truly. You can't, you can put if a piece of pottery breaks, you can seal it back together, but there's going to be the scar or the place where it rejoined. But if you see that nothing is ever broken, it doesn't need healing. So what I keep being shown over and over again is, how do we get back into this pure state, like a blueprint, like tapping into your original blueprint, your frequency. Everybody comes from source. Everybody has this perfect Adam Kadmon, body type thing. There's a purity of mind, a purity of spirit, soul, and abundance. And as we differentiate, we come into the world, we have our activities, we have our many lifetimes. You build up a kind of karma that is just a balance, a frequency and an energy that needs to be rebalanced. Problem that most people are having right now is this is a really crucial point in the world where everything is opening up. So the things that have been buried are coming to the surface. The veils are opening and that kind of thing. So people are feeling more accentuated pains, aches, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the things that causes this, you were mentioning the Schumann resonance. So when the earth vibrates at a certain frequency, she's moving up in dimension. Because there's an electromagnetic field around the earth, that affects our bodies because we have minerals inside of us. We are equivalent to earth and stardust. And it starts vibrating. So if we're not in a vibrational match with that frequency, we feel a little bit off, like things go really fast, or we can't find the balance in our bodies, or we trip, or something doesn't work out, or there's like glitches. So there's a way to sync up the energy with the frequency of the earth. Then what you mentioned about the I think you mentioned the solar flares, they're increasing from the sun, who, by the way, is a being who's elevating. And these pulses come in and they affect us in different ways. They go through our body, Kundalini down and up through the earth. And so there's a lot of stuff happening with everybody that a lot of people don't really know. So this is occurring for everybody anyway. Then there is a conscious awakening where we're starting to tap into higher frequencies, higher dimensions. We're starting to see spirit. We're feeling like our higher senses are awakening. So what I'm getting at is all of this is really good and really important, but it's creating these residual effects in people. So you may have a pain in your shoulder and never feel it, and all of a sudden it's really, really prominent. So it's coming up to be released, to be dealt with. So when the body feels issues, problems, changes, or whatever, it's really important that the body is talking to you that something needs to be addressed. And like I said, usually what I've found is there's emotion that's buried underneath there. So one of the keys with healing, especially with people at later stages of illnesses, is to understand first and foremost that each person can heal themselves. So we are in a time where we've been taught to look outside for answers. Look, our leaders are telling us what to do. Doctors describe this and that kind of thing. And it's really important right now for everyone to start learning how to go inside and like read your energy field. Well, what do I need right now? It's like if your body's hungry for potassium, you're going to eat a certain thing, or sleep or whatever. We've got to get back in the natural tune of our inner self, which is different for everybody. It's like somebody can be a night owl, or somebody can, a very early morning person, or whatever. You have your own cycle. So you got to align with what works for you. And that can be anything, how you live your life, your jobs, or even your thoughts, or what you focus on. The other thing that's really important, that's key in any kind of healing, is positive attitude. So when somebody says, oh, I'm feeling sick, I immediately say it's better not to use that word, because of the law of attraction, you're bringing in more sick. Whatever you put out in the world matches. It's a vibrational match. So I tell people, try not to use these words in your vocabulary: sick, illness, cancer, disease, because when you name it, it starts to take a form. It takes shape, and then it becomes solidified. And the whole goal here is to become lighter. So we're not attached to, if there's an emotion, you can feel an emotion, but it shouldn't sway you in any way, So these words, especially from the medical profession, and I love health science, everything, I have many friends that are doctors and nurses, and but it's important not to be entrained in the words that will limit what's going to happen to you. So I believe that healing starts from within. So as your friend reached out to you, she needed some help. So this is why we're here. And by the way, when we do interviews, they're not really interviews, they're dialogues, and it's a ceremony every time we do this, so whatever the topic that needs to be addressed right now is healing for these people. So I just wrote a couple things I just like to say, maybe just a couple points that I want to read through. And I want to accentuate it with the light language, because this is how I work. It's very multidimensional, but when I say a phrase and then the light language and everything, what I'm trying to do is to open these new, it's like a paradigm shift of losing the attachment to I'm not well. So I think first and foremost, it's really important for anyone that needs this healing, especially those people that you mentioned, to know that you're okay. please know that this is part of the healing process. The most difficult, it's like the most difficult time before a release is everything builds up. So it's important to almost flip your thinking. When you're feeling the worst, it's actually part of the release. What I've been shown is when people are sad, it's not it's not something bad that's happening to you. It's actually the emotions are coming up to be transmuted. Basically, we're transmuting energy, right? So can I share a couple things that might be helpful? And again, these are just concepts, but as I'm saying it in light language, I'm bringing through maybe a higher understanding that your higher self and our higher self are, and I say are because it's all of us on this call. But whatever's coming through, the words are even less important. It's the vibration. But I'm going to read a couple things as I'm saying the light language. So, okay. So you already have access to everything that you need to be complete. So all the energy, everything in the world is just in a state of possibility. So this is about, on one hand, it's very important to take responsibility for what's going on in your life. So I have been shown that everything that happens to us happens for a reason, whether it's an abusive scenario or a beautiful thing that happens. There's no coincidence in the universe, but it's how we respond and interpret it. So it's really important not to give these things any power anymore. Like, give it back. It's actually releasing it. So for example, if you had an interaction with someone that wasn't good, or somebody yelled at you, or something happened, it's important to realize that the person is coming from their state that they're in right now. So you feel compassion for that. And then you realize that you don't have to take it on. It's not personal, but it's the universe kind of showing you something about yourself. So what did I like about that? What did I not like? What did I learn, or whatever? But when you're just present in a state of being, it actually helps the other person feel okay, and then they can look at it and you'll learn the backstory. Maybe they had a really hard childhood or something, and it immediately eradicates this tension. So part of healing to me is a release of things that we've held on to. So it's a kind of release and a processing of information. So the point is, each person has this ability inside of themselves. In your subconscious, you know how to heal yourself. You know what your body needs. You have to start to listen clearly to those signs. So the universe is talking to you all the time. The answers are already there. And you need to find a way to basically listen to spirit coming through what somebody is saying to you, even coming through a song you hear at the store. It doesn't matter. It's a bird that you see flying. You're getting signs all the time of what you can do for whatever situation. So in the same way that you might pray or ask for guidance, it's very important that people understand that their higher self knows the answer to anything that they might need. All these guides, this is a whole other thing I work with people, is how to tap into guides. So your neighbor can be a guide. The chair in your room can be a guide. The ascended master you can tap into. So it's like, I look at it like principles, like frequencies or talents or abilities. Each of these guides, whether they're star people, ascended masters, elementals, or whatever, have tools like animal totems, for example. So what I really want to say is what's happening now, I know it's really, really challenging for many people because they're feeling fragmented. So, we're getting overstimulated by a lot of stuff that's changing very, very quickly in the world. And it's really important to separate yourself from that. You can see it, you can look at these things, whether it's news, media, or what's going on with other people, and find a balance there somewhere. It's really important to go out in nature, find your center, come back to your center again. And that's how you can be helpful for other people that need it. But understand that everyone I know right now is going through some kind of need for healing and recalibration. And so it's a universal thing that seems to be happening with everybody right now. Everything is opening up. You're getting past memories of childhood, or something with a partner, or something with a work situation. So as these things come up, just in the same way that an illness would, it's really important to sit with it and ask yourself, why is this happening to me? And this is part of the empowerment. I think if there's any job that I have, is to help people understand they empower themselves. They bring back the power to them. So many people that I know, that I'm in contact with, that are in pain, physical pain, emotional pain, psychic pain. You can deal with psychic trauma. So they've, just like somebody that's opened themselves up to psychic attack, it's almost like they've opened a back door that they didn't know. So a lot of times it's a cleansing and a cleaning that needs to happen, just like we shower every day, right? Or sleep. There's like a recalibration of this. So the goal is to reintegrate all of these fragmented parts of ourselves. So if people can understand, at every moment, you have the choice and the ability inside already to shift gears. Some people call it a timeline shift or a frequency shift, but everybody has this ability. You just got to find it and feel it and then start using it. It's a tool. But I think I'll say a couple more things and then maybe share one or two tips that seem to work for me and what the guides have showed me to do. Okay.
And also, Shikara, I would really like to have because I think we're running till 9 p.m. I think, so we've got another hour.
Oh, good. Okay.
But I'd really like to.
Good. So I wanted to mention just a couple of things. I think it's really important to understand that you have the power internally to do this. And at the same time, it's really important to ask for help when you need it. So when people ask you, Soma, can you make a prayer for me or help, or, call in your guides? I mean, you're calling us in, Christy, me, and everybody, and also our guides. So I think the thing is, what I want to say is when you're in a state, when people are in a state of more balance, they naturally, like the star people, have a tendency to want to help, and this is the thing that's also important for the helpers need help. A lot of times we give so much that we forget about ourselves. And also, it's like a psychic who can't turn off, seeing spirits and people talking to them, as I'm sure that and Christy with the star energies, right?
I've done that.
So we gotta, it's a tempering of that within ourselves. And at the same time, like when I do sessions with people, or even this morning I had an exchange with my friend, we can see kind of the blind spots that the other people can't see, and vice versa. It happens with me too. So we're all helping each other, and we're all kind of bringing these frequencies together. So one of the things that my star guides show me is I consider everything to be what I call the codes of creation. And you have dominant codes, I have dominant codes, Christy has dominant codes. And when we get together, we're sharing that frequency, but we're activating those other codes in the other people. This is what I loved about the chief, is that he would bring people together. He would say, just let's see what happens. And people would share information about different things, but it was more like the presence of people with each other. It was like all these codes or all these people that knew each other coming back together again. And I think this is mirrored in what's going on in the world right now. We're finding each other. It's like Source went out and had all these experiences and is now going, okay, now I want to pull it back together and learn from that. The other thing I want to say about healing is really important to understand.
Can I just add to that, Shakara?
Mhm.
So, I think you're right, and I'm seeing it more in a physical way where we're all coming back together and reconnecting with each other. And a lot of it, for me, I'm witnessing that a lot of the people that I'm resonating with today and finding and calling in, like yourself, and Dennis and Christy and other people as well, even Misha, and Susan, and there's so many people that, and they all seem to have there's a very strong theme there running through with me at the moment,
Mhm.
where they've all had past lives in Atlantis. Anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm seeing is that we're all coming back and sharing our gifts of all, you've lived many lifetimes, you've had all these experiences, and now you're coming back to do the download for us and vice versa. I'm very connected with Lemuria also, including Atlantis. I think I was one of those. I was shown very clearly that I was in Lemuria. I was part of the people that were holding those energies and those frequencies. And I was one of the people that moved over to Atlantis and tried to maintain that while all these tech things were going on. So what I'm being shown is throughout all these cultures. I'll just share one more thing, and I know you want to take a little break, but it's important to know that so what I'm being shown over and over again is history as we know it has been very distorted. When you look at Egypt or Atlantis, or even what we think about Adam and Eve, or who I call Emmanuel, Jesus, and Mary Magdalene, and all that, the whole string of that, all of that has been distorted to satisfy somebody else's agenda, I believe. And when you look at, I guess what I'm saying, for example, with Egypt or even in Atlantis, it was a beautiful culture. It was very high vibrational. I don't think there were slaves in the way that we have been told. I think that happens everywhere, even now. But I think that there really was a state of being that people wanted to stay in a high vibration. That's why they built the temples and the pyramids and these tools. And what I was shown, my star people show me that the whole point of all these artifacts of all these places, whatever, was a recalibration and a healing. They had to, when we come down in the body, it's very dense here. That's why it's very hard for star people to come into our world. Usually that's why they're shorter and squished, and they can't stay here too long. They don't breathe oxygen. All this stuff. But they can come holographically and sometimes come in the physical in different ways. But it's the same with people. As we descended into more and more physicality, like even from Lemuria or ancient times, the body takes a toll. You deal with gravity. This is what I was talking about with my friend this morning. Anytime you have gravity, it's really just an attraction or something that holds you in a particular place. So as you get lighter, the whole, I wrote this book about ascension. It's really, we're continually ascending, but we're descending and ascending at the same time. So what I'm being shown is our higher self is coming into the body while the body is ascending or transmuting or resurrecting. But it's happening within each of our cells and each of our light bodies and each of our chakras, which is very different than people think. It's multidimensional. So all this stuff is happening. The point is, for those people that are suffering, you don't have to suffer when you can understand that this is a process that you're actually being guided through in different ways to heal. It's the healing process. While you're going through the hardships, it's really hard. And I understand, I've been there. So I can speak from personal experience and a lot of different things. And but you will make it. 90% of a healing, like the way that Jesus healed, is you believe you want it, and you believe it's possible. So you have to see that as a possibility. And then you have to maintain that resonance. It's like a field that I know that everything will be fine. You know, this is hard, etc. So whenever you're going through an illness, I tell people, use the word cleansing or healing. It's like, I'm just cleansing right now. And already see, this is a technique of manifestation, already see yourself being evolved in your body or whatever. So you're in a better state. And then the work begins. Then you can do the other work. So whether it's praying, eating good water, eating supplements, it's a combination of something that you do with your mind. You ease your mind, basically. You let the body relax so it knows how to heal itself. The body already knows what to do. Okay, so I'll just say one more thing in light language and a message, and then we can pick up after that. But okay, two things are coming through. Dushikinen and Washanti, Budula Kainen and Washamotos Kutuashingir, Wasanin and Washankotos Kituashane, Imasa Dush Kotuasingir Washane. So keep in mind, I know this may sound strange, but that the more you are having difficulties, the stronger you are. These challenges do not come to people who are not strong. So whether it's physical problems or a mental illness or whatever, understand, because of the law of balance and attraction, you can handle it. You don't have to give up. It's very easy. And if you decide you want to check out, that's your choice. But it's happening to fortify you. And whatever happens that comes in your field, when you get through it, like anything in your past, and the hardest test you took or the dramatic relationship, once you get through it, you can look back and be empowered by that. So that's one point. And there's one other thing I want to say. Okay, this is good. This is my Arcturian language. So I'm going to read this one thing that I wrote. These are one of the direct messages that I got from the guide. Healing is all about removing what you are resisting. So you allow yourself to feel again. So you've put some kind of resistance up. Usually, again, from personal experience, you don't want to feel that feeling again. It was icky. It wasn't fun. It hurt. But if you do it in a different way, you empower yourself to change the dynamics. It's like facing a bully or facing fear. As soon as you start looking at something and dealing with it, that is actually, you can understand that you have already released it, and then you're just going to feel the residual effect. So it's like a conscious choice. You can shift your frequency and the release of the hold that you put on it. You've been blocking the flow of abundance and energy to you. So we do it to ourselves. And I would go as far as saying negativity in the world, even the dark energies or the AI or the attachments, the entities or whatever, are just an energy field that becomes physical, that's looking to host on something because they feel they're lacking something. So when we are full of light, full of joy, full of abundance or whatever, there's no food for that exchange, but also we can help them transmute. So anyway, and then one last thing. So when you let go, meaning you release your attachment to that, I have a disease. Please don't say that. I'm going through a cleansing. It's a totally different vibration. I'm going to feel rejuvenated and alive. And now I do. It's very important while you're going through something to already see it as done. Like even the words that you use, I'm healthy, I'm happy. Not anything that you're working toward or working against. Like, I don't want to be sick is the same vibration as I am sick. So these words have power. When you let go and you allow that positive energy to flow to you. So that's the state that we're getting to. So anybody can do this. I can share a little bit more about some techniques. And but no, I really want to leave people with this understanding that it's all good. You're fine. You're healthy and happy in your pure state, and that's something that you can awaken again within.
Okay, so welcome back, everyone. And Dennis is going to do some prayers.
Very good. I will say the law of one prayer. Repeat it. The last time I'll say it, I'll make it a little longer. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am, and I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. We give thanks that this is done. It is so. We are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am one with all there is, I ask for the greatest good of all here concerned. Give thanks. We give thanks that this is done. It is so. And again, we are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. And here this evening, we hold in our minds and our hearts for brothers and sisters who are challenged with their health. Here we gather to call for health to be bestowed on them, for it to be abundant in their physical body, in their emotional body, their mental bodies, in their etheric and spiritual bodies. And may it all reflect the perfection that is in their I am presence. May their health reflect the perfection and ease, harmony and health that is with their essence of they being a fractal of God, their I am beingness. And we here gathered, being one with all, with Mother, Father, God, with the ancestors, with the masters, the archangels, the healers. And we call on them to join with us and assist us with bringing about this manifestation to bring harmony, to bring wellness, to bring ease, to bring flourishing and balancing to our brothers and sisters and those we love. we ask this and we give thanks that it is done. Amen.
Thank you, Dennis. Would you do the have you finished? And if so, would
Yeah,
you
that is fine. So I will now simply do the I am mantra shared by Blossom Goodchild that I like, and I invite all who are joined on this call now and in the future to say this mantra in their own being, in their own hearts. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. I am the light. I am the love. I am the truth. I am. And I will also add the Ho'oponopono prayer. And this is a prayer which is truly excellent for cleaning, for healing, for harmonizing, because its elements are love, forgiveness, and gratitude. And it has the simple 4 lines: I love you, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And the one that is prayer is not the personality, it is not the body, it is let the prayer come from the heart and the I am. And this way one can give thanks for all and give love to all, within oneself and outside. So just to say that a few times. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And when saying it, emotions can arise that can be uncomfortable or unpleasant or negative or ugly. And if so, then direct the prayer to those emotions. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And thoughts can come up and they can be critical of yourself or your actions or this action that you're doing in saying this prayer, and say the prayer to those thoughts. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Say to your mental self, to the mental body, and to people that have hurt you, people that you have hurt. This is very powerful to correct and clean and put things right. So I'll say it again. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. All right. There you are. So thank you. And I am not signing out now. See you all later.
Thank you, Dennis.
Bye and thanks.
Sweet.
Who would like to go next?
I can share some light language if that would help.
We love light language.
We do. We so do. I wasn't aware that Christy does, or had forgotten that Christy does like language, which is very interesting. So
Yeah. Yeah, this is coming from the collective, or it's coming from the collective of different beings that I hear at this time, and it's going to the collective on Earth. Okay. Io kuwa, ieta ieta shkuwa, kuwa, iti shkuwa, ishi kuwa, ia patu kuwa, 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 ushi kuwa, katia, 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 katia. Yokuwa, katia, kutushku, yoku, kuwa, kuwa, ichi kuwa, kishi, kutia, kutia, kuwa, iya, iya, tushki, kuwa, Ibu tushki, kuwa, tushki, kuwa, tushki, kuwa, 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 iya, 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 ibu tushki, kuwa, iya, iya, tushki, Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. The the what you call them subtitles were having a field day there.
They always do.
Yeah.
Creating its own language.
So whenever you're ready.
So I'm guided to do two things. I want to sing a song, actually, a calling song. All these guides have different calling songs, but this is one I learned from Chief in the White Buffalo Calf Woman song. This is the Lakota language is Pleiadian, as I understand it from him.
Yes, me too.
So, and she was a great healer. She was a star person in many things. So I want to bring in this energy with this song and ask everyone, especially those that need healing, including all of us, a reminder to remember who you are. So this song is, and the guides, Arcturians, there's Tau Ceti here, there's Orion, Syrian, there's a dragon, there's yeah, a lot of energies, a serpent energy. So all these energies come in to help us transmute this. So when I sing this song, imagine we're going to go up in a higher dimension and work up there and then come back in the body. So we're going to clarify and release up there, release everything, every tension that you're carrying, just let it go up there, back into the ethers, and then come back in pure form in your body. So this is what I'm guided to do. Vichak Petosha Washtewi Shakaratosha. Pate Sanwi, Wana Wahielo, Doshtingin, and Sankadua Shikine, Tukanchla, Unchimaka. We hook pay, we chak pay, wopila pidama, to a singing Western. Nia Tayamawaniye, Oyate Leimawanielo, Naho Tayamawanielo, hey. Nia Tayamawanielo, Waluta Leimawanielo. Nia Tayamawanielo, Oyate Leimawanielo, Aho Tayamawanielo. Nia Tayamawanielo, Waluta Limoni Nia Taimawani Elo Wayate Limawani Elo Aho Taimawani Nia Taimawani Elo Waluta Limawani Upidapidama Tukutuishing Mitakwe Oyate Singing of a sun and ocean. Imasako to a singing of a sun and ocean. Bula kaine and washima to a spanne. Isa, oh, shoko to a singing in a sun and an ocean. Koto Inasa mulo kutu a singing of a sun nene, nene no washanka. Isike to do a singing of a sun and washampoto, nini no shaki de ne, skoto laki nene and washampoto. Ne so koto shki nene no washanko, but I nene no washanko to the king and no washan was kaita. So isiki. Tinu shuku titi sika no musha asaku mu titi kide kane isa okuta naine no washama. Ya umaru raku namu kuma siakia renew pea ramu mara re kisi takunu kutu shingi the wasan in washa. In washan. Wopidapidama. Chucky Tosha was too doish. Spreading light, vibrance.
No words, just it's so interesting that I just love light language so much. And I don't do it yet, but they have said that I'll end up doing it at some point. But it's interesting. Like I love seeing the images because I do see images whenever I hear it, I see images of what the meaning is. And when Christy was doing it, I was seeing an image of an Asian or Chinese. I'm not sure if it was a woman or a man, but very quite strongly, and I felt it was an ancient person or man or woman, and I don't know if it's a guide of Christie's or I don't even know if what I was seeing was accurate, but that's what I was seeing. And with Shakara, I was seeing or sensing a very strong Lakota connection, more like an ancient grandmother type energy, native, and feeling a very strong sense of, or seeing an image of the night sky. I would like to. I'm not going to sing because honestly I sound horrific when I sing, and I don't do light language, but I am going to call in the Galactics, Jesus, the Pleiadians, also Lyrans as well, and I wanted to mention that when we do call in people or like Jesus or Ashtar, who I mainly channel as and the Pleiadian collective, when we do call in beings of light, even animal spirit guides, it's a very real thing, and when it's for me, it's been the same as having kind of the same as having, you know, it's building relationship, whether it's a physical relationship with a physical person or building a relationship with the Galactics or Pleiadians or Ashtar or Jesus. It's a trust is built. But it's a very real thing to call in light beings. So with that said, I'm just going to take a minute here to call in and then if we could go around and do the same. So I'm going to call in Ashtar, Pleiadian Commander, Pleiadian Collective, Lyran Collective, Lion Energy, Jesus, Mother Mary, Lakota ancestors, Lemurian connections, the star tribes, the ancient ones, Sundance, Chief Golden Light Eagle, many moons, Mary Magdalene, Merlin energy, the sun energy, the energy of love, of light, of clarity, stillness, peace, crystal clear, healing, flowing water. And all those energies just holding a very strong presence in the now, whether you are watching this in the future now or watching this now, all those light beings sending healing, sending love, sending light to everywhere that it is needed, whether it be physical, human, animal, Mother Earth. And also to Misha Johnson, to David Love, and to Judy Davis. And I'll just pause there and hand it over to whoever wants to go next.
I'll share. So I'm imagining a reality of a ceremony, a circle, a sacred circle. And in this circle is everyone who wants to remember how to feel the light within fully. So as we stand in circle, we call in the Galactics, Arcturians, the elders, the wisdom keepers, the dragons, the protectors, and the guardians. The Sasquatch people. Then so the whales and the dolphins. Lyran elders kontus tinkapadua sange alel osha kaneneno shampoko neskutu lu. The elementals of the earth from beneath our feet. More are coming in a circle. Those that request a healing stand in the middle of the circle and receive this light from this group. Each one is radiating their heart to you and being a conduit of the light from the great sun, from the beyond, through the central sun, through Alcyone, through our sun, and through us and these masters to you, to awaken your own mastery. And carry that with you.
Oh. I think I'm just going to perhaps end it there.
Does Christy have one sharing?
Oh yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's important that he's able
Please
to
go
share.
ahead, Christy. Forgive me.
No problem. I'm going to bring in Red Tourist Volantrios. He's here at the moment, so he would like to say a few words. Thank you. Greetings. I am Renturis Volantrios, and it is wonderful to connect with you in this way. We have been here throughout this call, and I say we, yes, there is many here which have had the privilege to listen to your wonderful sharing and the work that you are doing for many on your planet at this time. You may not have met me in the past, but you have met this one here, dear Christopher. He has given you some insight as to who I am. So I will share briefly before I give my message. I am Renturis Volantrius. This is, yes, Chris. He is on Earth. I am his higher self, and he is having what you call a human experience. So he gave you some insight as to who I was, but I feel it was necessary just to share briefly, really, my background. I am a creator being, and I reside in energy, but I can take the physical form also. When I say take the physical form, mm, I can be a being also. Mm, and I play that role out when it suits me. Mm. So I am aware of the work you are doing. Many of you that have, let's say, come together, not just in this call, but you are working closely. Some of you are aware and some of you are not. But this is how we work. We are a collective. You are aware, and we work through you, and this is how the healing takes place. We are aware of the shift on your planet. We continue to monitor that from, let's say, our station. We do see the shift in energy and frequency and vibration, but it is also important the message you brought forward this evening, Shikara, and that was making one aware of their greatness. We watch this play out. Sometimes it is difficult for one to understand really who they are and why they came to your planet to have what you call this experience. But everything is in divine order. As we look, we see there is what you would call chaos mm, playing out in pockets of your planet, but it is meant to be. There is a cleansing, not just for you, but for many that are becoming aware really of their potential. Mm. So the ones who are, let's say, not switched on will soon become aware if it's in the suffering or if it's in the awakening. They will soon understand what their message is and they will come forward. We are all connected. We say this so you understand. When you shift, we shift also. The shift vibrates across the universe, and we all sense and feel it. Mm. Your description of sending and receiving healing is slightly different to how we, let's say, operate. Mm. But we do understand what is necessary. You have to go through what is necessary to understand why you chose to come back to your planet to have this experience. But as it plays out, we watch the shift, we see the energies, and it continues to happen that way. Mm. So I admire you really for what you were doing. You were doing this for a reason. It is something that you have chosen way before you came into what you call the body. Mm. Mhm. So I will leave it there. I do understand that you are ready to close your call, but I am really happy to be able to connect with you in this way. If you just call on me, Renturis Volantrius, we are very much connected. Until we connect again, dear ones, namaste.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's beautiful.
Mhm.
I know that being. Very familiar.
I think it would be lovely to, if you guys are open to it, I think it would be lovely to do perhaps a group channeling or yeah, something like that. Yeah. But thank you guys for this evening. I'm going to sign off, and please send your thoughts and healing out to wherever it's needed, but especially Misha Johnson and David Love and Judy Davis and anyone else that's needing it, including Mother Earth. Especially for this year, I feel that there's going to be a lot of Earth changes this year, and shifts, and it's all happening. Is there anything you guys would like to say before we sign off?
I'd like to share that everyone that hears this, know that you are not alone and that we walk with you, and you can tap into us as frequencies when you need, and the guides. You can call in anything that you need to keep you moving forward. So you're never alone. We're always with you. Thank you.
Yes, anyone that gets the opportunity to view this session has been drawn to this energy for a particular reason. So it doesn't surprise me really that you've put that forward, Soma. There will be many that will view, and it is that ripple effect that we have as light workers on this planet, and that is how we work. We work through each other to reach the collective in many different ways. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Christy. That's beautiful words, beautiful energy. As you were talking, I was seeing an image of, because I really work so strongly with images. And I was, as you were talking, I was seeing an image of the earth and then lights going out and spreading and just contagious with spreading knowledge and wisdom and codes and love and light and sacred energy and transformation and upliftment and many other vibrations or energies or emotions within that. So please send me your links and I will put them into the description box. All of us here, including Dennis, we all offer services. And so if you would like to connect in with any of us, have a look in the description box, and that way you can go to our websites or our social medias and see what services we offer, and you can connect in with us that way as well. Shakara is in America, and myself, Dennis, and Christy are all actually in Ireland. And so actually, before we go, let's all just so my website is somaara.love. Christy, what's your website or social media?
I'll put it up there on the side, and you can have a look, folks. Connecting stars selected by light beings. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, so it's selected by light beings, Christy Clark channeling. So I did get your name wrong. Forgive me. It's Clark, not Campbell. Okay. Shakara, what is your website?
It's my name.com. SHAKARA, Shakara, Tosha, TOSHA.com.
Thank you. And I will put the websites into the description box. Okay, guys.
Thank you
I
so
shall
much.
see you all very soon. Thank you so much for this evening.
Sending love to everyone.
Thank you, Shakara. Thank you, Sona.
Thank you, Christy. And Dennis. Have a good
And
night.
Dennis, yeah, much love, folks.